Good evening, and today we have with us a very special change maker, Mr. Vikas Jha, who is the founder and president of Bhavishya NGO. Bhavishya NGO works in providing education to the underprivileged children. Though Vikas Jha sir now motivate other people to start such work, but he himself got motivated when he started this in 2016. We'll talk about this later, but firstly, welcome and thank you, sir, for giving us your time.
Yeah, I'm also glad to when we spoke over the phone, it was very heartwarming, to such a platform where you can share your journey and all, where we when started in around 2012, 2013, and then we established a kind of NGO in 2016, and now it has become like a kind of, you can say, pan North India kind of stuff where we are taking care of more than 100 underprivileged kids through our NGOs.
Okay, sir. So, sir, first question is related to that only. Then, how did you started your motivation story? We got to know through your website that you got motivated, inspired from a person. So, tell us about that, sir.
Yeah, means like that phase came later when, see, I am from farmers. I belong to a farmer's family. So in the village, we used to see how hard our father, like uncle and all, they work, and they gave us money and got us admitted into the good schools where we can teach, and by compromising all the things. So, and we have seen in ourselves itself, like education is the only thing that can bring a change, be it any community, any age group, anything. If a person is educated, like education doesn't mean like the first class, second class, you do a matriculation and the graduation, something like that, but the knowledge to know the environment around you. So if a person is capable of that, so there comes the realization, so we wanted to start this. I wanted to start this kind of a venture where we can support, but initially it was not a NGO that we planned to have, but later we found that without an organization we can help maximum 100 kids, but with the organization, with support coming from here and there, we can help more people. So initially we started in 2012, where we started. So someone, I was in college at that time, like first year, second year only. So someone came with the two orphan kids, and they told me, like, if you can take care of studies of these kids. So they were the uncle and aunts of that kids, and even after like 2-3 months, they got expired also in an accident. So and those kids were left with nobody. So we started taking care of them with their studies only, and their relatives, at relative place they used to study. So from there it started, actually, like how Bhavishya was found. Then I traveled with my, like, I am a software engineer also, like working for some reputed organizations. So I travel it when I was traveling London in 2015. Then we didn't have NGO kind of stuff there. So I came. Kailash Satyarthi was on that year only. He got the Nobel
Nobel
Prize,
Prize.
and
Yes.
I was glad to have uh, sharing seat with him in business class, because I was working for British Airways at that time. So
Okay.
as an employee, I got that opportunity. So in on those 8 hours, I gained a lot of knowledge from him. And then when I came back India in 2016, then I started implementing all the things there.
Okay, sir. So we all know that last few years were very difficult. Not for the world also, and for you people, it becomes more difficult because you have to deal with the COVID situation and you have to help people also. So how did you deal in that time in the COVID era?
So see, the COVID era was quite unique. So I will tell you a story there. So when from 2016 till the COVID came in the March of 2020. Okay.
Yes,
Till
sir.
then, like NGO was working as usual, giving classes to underprivileged kids in the slums, and around 200, 300 kids were already associated with us. And then suddenly the lockdown was announced. So in Noida and a few other cities, we had a good communication and reputation with some administrative, like police officers and all. So one of my known police officers, he called me, like, hey Vikas, this is the area where you will get some distress calls of food and all, so can you please take care of that thing? So I was in a kind of situation like, okay, how many calls will I get? Like 10, 20, 30, 40, even 100 a day, and serving ration stuff to them by doing a community support, or even I spent a lot of money on that also. So but it was like I got my phone like on like 22nd March or something. Like after that, like in 25th, 26th, 27th March 2022, I got around 10,000 calls during those distress calls for the ration and all. And we, along with the Noida police and all, we distributed lot of like around like 5,000, more than 5,000 families. We distributed rations and all with the help of police. We used to buy the ration, we store it in one of the godowns, and with the police vehicles we used to go to those slums, and we used to distribute it. Even we helped lot of people there, like suffering from COVID. Even like people were saying like don't touch those COVID patients, but situation were that like around 10 to 15 people we knew that he is suffering from COVID, but still we took them and like uh,
Risk.
mm, risk and get them to the hospital and all. Even my
Yeah.
wife was pregnant at that time. So when I
Okay.
used to come to home, like a situation was like I was also afraid internally, but from inside it was like let's see like what happens and all. But it all went well till now. Like we helped a lot of people during those time. I learned also like those social work mainly I learned from those COVID arena also.
Still, I was asking, how do you get volunteers for your NGO?
So that's the interesting question. Like how we get volunteers for the see. In my opinion, there are two kind of volunteers. I when I started this NGO, my goal was like clear from where we get a people, 60 plus retired people, and the 25 below 25 where they are in the
Okay.
college or early into the jobs and all, and the students who are
Yeah.
like 12th pass out and all. So we regularly connect with the college school and run programs like volunteering programs, and there we get lot of enthusiastic young kids who want to like learn about the social work and all. And then the 60 plus, like we have a lot of volunteers. We have who is a banking retired from bank PSUs and all. And you won't believe, like in our centers we have appointed them as a coordinator, center coordinators, and they teach so well that even the privileged kids, like who can afford to pay a lot of money and all, so they also come to in those centers to get like feel of the things, like how it is like for the maths class and all. They they get themselves involved with those underprivileged kids. It's like the quality of education that we provide to those underprivileged kids.
Yes, sir. So, what are your future plans? Like, where do you see this Bhavishya NGO going, and how it's working and benefiting society more in the future?
So see, like we have like a group of people, as we like you have scrolled through our website. Like it's not a well made
Yes.
right now, but it will be like updated soon. So we are
It's
all
good, sir.
professional. So we are all professionals working.
Yeah.
Our motive was never to establish an NGO. Like how a normal NGO function, we don't function like that. So we have a like around 50 to 60 young people working in different sectors, like some in government sector, something like me, like corporate sector and all. And we want to see like each and every blocks of country, like block of our country. See, because India is like a huge country with like so many districts, so many blocks, but we want to reach like in coming 10 years, 15 years, like Bhavishya has a center, like a skill development center or the education center in the remotest and farthest area of the country. And many like I also my interest goes into lot into working into remote areas of the country, like remote villages and all. And there we have a center in West Bengal, Bihar, and in Uttarakhand, remote villages of Uttarakhand. So I will see Bhavish established in every block of the country, taking care of those underprivileged kids who doesn't get equal opportunity what the privileged people get. So I want to
Yes,
see
sir.
Bhavish.
Yes, sir. We all know that, as we know that you work to educate underprivileged children. So, how difficult you think it is to manage them? Because we all know that they do not have access to food, access to education, access to like sanitization and lot more things. So, how do you manage that, sir? Like, do you
So
go
see,
directly, and do you get like more responses, and how do you get this, sir?
so it depends like how you attract those kids, because they also have a something like if a kid in a privileged family is there, so when he's 2 3 years old and he see books, laptops, all, and he's attracted towards that. but those kids never see that. They see like their moms and dad go to daily wages. They are daily wages workers, so every day they came, they have their food, and they again in the morning they left for the work and all. So what they see, and they left behind those kids there only, like or they take them to the construction site or anywhere, like. So to manage them, it's like you have to first of all change their mindset. Like, see, the education is the thing that can change you. I can give you 100 rupees, 200 rupees, 500 rupees, but that won't bring a change in yourself. If you educate, so educate. I always tell those parents of those kids, like, education is a process. Like, it will take time, but once like he will be educated, then your entire generations, not only his kids or entire generation will be like educated. And so you should focus on those education. And see, in IIT also, like in IIT or in reputed institutes, like if you have a 60 kids in your class, so not 60 are there to study, like only 20, 30 are there to study. So so same concept work in NGO also. Like, I will not say like in our each center, like there are 100 or 80 kids registered. So not everyone comes for like teaching. Some comes for food, and we also provide food to them. So some comes for food and all, but still, like, when they sit for 1 year, 1.5 years, so you will ultimately see the change in them. And that's how the process goes on and on. And we
Okay, so
visit
you also
slum.
provide tuitions for upper classes.
Yeah, like we provide them specialized, like, so it's all free of cost. We provide the computer education and all, like I have links with different corporates. So we established, like, in my village only, like my village is in Bihar, Madhubani, where I have set up a computer center. So what used to happen, the the kid, the girls from the village or the boys, they like they were doing graduation, and they don't have the like knowledge of computer and all. They don't get visibility of those computers and all. So what I did, I set up a center there. So, and now they are learning tallies and all whatnot on those computers, and making themselves capable for that. So we provide the kind of, you can say, the skill development classes also to higher uh, kids, like higher classes.
Okay. Okay, sir. So, sir, in the end, my question would be that what is your message? Because we all know that education is very important. We even have article in our constitution which makes government shall provide education to children. But still, we see the situation in our country that most of the students, especially the underprivileged students, are not getting that basic education. So, what is your message to the society, to everyone who's watching this video, sir?
Yeah, so message for the society is, see, if like you are taking care of your kids, okay, very well. So if you can like see anyone like roaming here and there, those underprivileged kids, or any slum nearby, or even your like maids kids, or even the your car cleaner kid, so you should always like give the stationery stuff to them. Like, stay, you can give them stationery stuff. So they will get motivated. Instead of doing any like good things, so give books to them, like and always promote them. Like, always talk, whenever you talk to these underprivileged people, we don't talk much about the importance of education. We always, with the underprivileged people, we say like they don't understand the like concept of education. And also, you should talk to them, like talk education to them. When you talk education to them, like they will know the importance of education, and they will finally align to that, because parents role is very important for any the grooming of any kid. And like they have a big families, like these underprivileged, because of lack of education, it leads to like lot of, they are having lot of kids and all. So when you educate them, so even from the 5 6 kids, if one of the kids get educated and get into the jobs and all, so it brings like all their families into some level, and they can compete with the world. Like, so education is the only thing which will install into like
Yes.
confidence in them. Yeah.
Yes,
So
sir.
that's the message. Like, you should always
Ji, ji,
communicate
ji.
education to them, like these underprivileged kids, or and their parents also. Whenever you talk to them, whenever you
Yes.
speak to them.
Yes, sir. Definitely. So that's all, sir. And thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And we hope that Bhavishya NGO has a long way to go, sir.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks for like giving me a platform and